I want to start with the most important thing, which is nobody was great. You kicked so much ass. I know it's going to be a big hit. But before we get into that, I am a huge fan of the sketch Matt Foley, Motivational Speaker. Yeah. And I just want people to realize that you came up with this. And I sort of want to, shine a light on that. And basically, I know you've probably talked about it a million times, but what was it like getting to work with Chris Farley?
It was the greatest joy in show business. Seriously, it was. I'm writing my memoir right now, and it's amazing what a big part of it, of the story, I devote to Chris and to the short time that I worked with him, because he was just a beautiful spirit and a beautiful guy and a joy and so funny. And the fact that I got to write that and the magic quality of writing that scene, which really was one of those things that you just feel didn't even come from you, it just came out of the air. And it was a wonderful experience. My daughter asked me what the most fun is I've had doing what I do. And I said it was doing the sketch, Motivational Speaker with Chris Farley at Second City 8 times a week. It was a great joy.
I have to ask you, since you're writing your memoir, you have done there's so many things I could spend this interview talking about with you. Your resume and what you've done in your career is so diverse and wide ranging. Did you keep journals along the way, or are you sort of like being like, 1992, God damn it, why didn't I write down what I did that day?
Steve, it is the latter. Yes. I don't remember a fucking thing. And I literally had to do what you just said. I had to sit down and write down where I was, what I was doing. I had to interview my old friends and ask them what happened there. I think it was this. What do you remember? Some stuff I just literally put in my book. I just put the interview answers. Like, for instance, I wanted to write about the Ben Stiller show because I loved that show and it was a big thing for me when I was on it. And I couldn't remember so much. So I just interviewed Judd and he gave me all he was great. He did remember stuff.
Yeah, Judd has a crazy memory.
Yeah, so he was great. So people saved me, but yeah, it was a struggle to remember. I don't remember as much as I wish.
Jumping into why I get to talk to you. When did you decide you wanted to take over Liam Neeson's action roles?
Well, Liam called me and said, I really hate show business. I'm so sick of it, but they won't let me leave until someone agrees to take over. And I said, God damn it, Liam. All right. In the second season of Saul, my brother-in-law sent me a screen grab of an advertisement for Better Call Saul in China. And I thought, holy shit, I know they watch the show in Russia and Italy and France, China too. What could I make? What movie could I make that could play around the world? And I thought, action plays around the world. And I'm in pretty good shape and I could get in better shape. I haven't hurt my knees or my back. So I could train if I had the gumption. And I also had this experience in my life where there was this break-in and it left me with these feelings of frustration and rage towards this incident that happened. And they really stuck with me for years. And I thought I could build a character out of that. I mean, that's a guy who would go off, a person who felt those feelings. And I went around with that idea. My manager, Mark Provocero, said, yeah, that you could be an action lead with that idea. And if you're willing to train. And we asked some writers, and Derek Kolstad, who wrote John Wick, loved the basis of the character. And I started training and he started writing, and Kelly McCormick and David Leitch came aboard, and Braden Aftergood. And those are people who made Hell or High Water, John Wick, Deadpool, Atomic Blonde. So they're an incredible crew of people who make action movies. So I was in the best, in the hands of the best people in the business. And I just devoted myself to going to the gym 3 times a week for 2 to 3 hours at a crack, and just thousands of movements of the same over and over, of just getting your body to stretch and learn punches and learn what looks good on screen, and just kind of get the basics.
I have a feeling this is going to be a big hit and the reviews are going to be very strong. I'm curious, have you been staying in the gym, maintaining this thing in case you get to do a sequel?
Well, it's not in case I get to do a sequel. It's because I grew to like feeling good physically and feeling fit. And I know how to exercise now. I just didn't know. I really recommend to anyone, don't just do the boring exercise that you do that makes you frustrated or bored or lazy, or that makes you not want to do it. Go on YouTube, type in something, abs, upper body, any fucking thing, and watch 2 or 3 videos and pick some exercises and do them. There's thousands of ways you can exercise your body, and you'll develop tone and you'll get better energy through the day. And, for me, the gym was a boring place, but training for this movie made it a fun and interesting place.
Oh, I watched your video of you training at your place. Listen, before I run out of time, I am such a huge fan of Better Call Saul, and I am very curious. Have you guys started filming the final season?
No, I go back tomorrow.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I fly out in the morning. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Is Bryan Cranston finally going to direct an episode?
This I do not know. I've only got the first 2, so I hope that happens. I've heard that rumor, but I have not seen anything factual that it's going to happen yet.
How long ago did Vince tell you? Has he told you ultimately where this is all going to go, or are you finding out script by script?
I'm finding out script by script. I'm told that the wheels come off in season 6 and it explodes in a million directions. That sounds to me like there's a fair amount of violence, but I don't know for a fact. We have a discussion where my point of view is that Walter White became an angry, broken version of himself. And I wonder if it would be possible to write, because I like the guy, I wonder if it would be possible to give Jimmy McGill a better ending, a better place to end in than he started in. I don't know if they're going to do that, though.
One of the things that I love is all the black and white stuff at the beginning and end of seasons. Could you sort of talk about that aspect of the show and how it's so different than what typically is out, you know what I mean? Like the ambitious nature of the storytelling.
Yeah. When you say that, what I think about is I've often thought there's no way we could do the show we've done if Breaking Bad hadn't existed. And not simply because Saul was invented for Breaking Bad, but because Breaking Bad trained the audience to care about details and to know that every little detail will pay off and matter. So because they got everyone in the world to see that could be a story you're watching, that if you watch every little thing, it will matter one day. Then we got to do Better Call Saul, which is this quiet, idiosyncratic, subtle, quirky show where things are running on parallel tracks a lot. And you're like, but you know they're going to all come together and they're all going to matter to each other. But you know that because you watch Breaking Bad. And so we're very lucky to make this interesting show. And it's only because Breaking Bad was so good that we get to do Better Call Saul.
Yeah, listen, man, I love Better Call Saul. I think that the show is just so incredible and your work in it is phenomenal. I thank you so much for your time today. And seriously, nobody kicked so much ass. You were fantastic.
Thank you, buddy.